Hello and welcome to Arbitrary 20. This is Chapter 1 of The Coming of the Dragon, the new campaign that's been going on for 6 weeks. So, this is Chapter 1, but we had 3 prologues, so go check those out because they'll make everything make a lot more sense. So, quick recap. 5 words. What happened last session?
Death.
Big fall.
Dragon.
Kill dragon, dude. That's on the
Death,
floor.
big fall, kill dragon.
Yes.
That's fine.
Or big fall, death, kill dragon?
Yes.
Sure.
Death, kill...
Big death fall.
Big death fall.
Big death fall.
Big death
Dragon.
Kill dragon.
Dragon
Yes.
fight.
So the level 10 party of 5 went to protect a group of wardens who needed to cross the front lines of the big forever war that's been going on. And so our party was sent to help them. However, a demigod, a lieutenant of the god of magic Umenorin, came in and basically nuked it. And luckily a wizard was there who was able to save the party, but not himself or the NPCs that they had adopted. Because it was a prologue and they were never going to live. So I'm just kidding.
Yes.
He is God.
That
Sad.
makes me so sad.
We never learned his name.
You knew him for 10 years.
Mhm.
Never learned his name.
That's
Anyway.
so sad. and
So,
depressing.
They then proceeded to explore an ancient draconic dungeon before coming across a dark elf, which in this world are rare and mysterious, who turned out to be a deep dragon, also known as a purple dragon for those of you who haven't upgraded to 5th edition yet. So yeah,
He seemed a little crazy.
and he was talking to a big skull,
Which
I don't know, that screams crazy.
He did disappear. The skull did disappear, right?
The skull, I believe, did disappear, yes.
Yeah, it it was gone.
So, I'm going to pull up the Chronicle, which is a new thing that World Anvil lets me do, and so I'm going to kind of pull up. So each of the flags is where one of the prologues took place. First one being here in a call to arms, then retreat, and then the first of the returned. After you guys fought the dragon, you guys left the dungeon that you were in and found another dragon, because this is Dungeons and Dragons. As you exited the temple, a giant golden dragon with a wingspan that seemed to stretch on for miles, iridescent scales almost causing a second sun effect as it almost blinds you as it goes by, fought what seemed to be its antithesis, a black dragon with a wingspan almost as big that seemed to draw in more light than it reflected. And after a giant battle of giant proportions, because that's the only word I know apparently, the giant golden dragon ripped apart the giant black dragon's jaws and
Nice.
and breathed a giant burst of flames into its mouth, causing a giant explosion from the inside. That used to be the giant black dragon. Yeah. The golden dragon then flew up to you, wing beats seeming to almost cause thunder around you.
Giant
It's
thunder.
just the air pressure from the giant wings. That's the
Take a
only word I'm
shot
going to
every
use to
single
describe things.
Mhm.
Take a shot every time he says giant.
You won't last. I know your tolerance. You won't last.
I'd be done at 2.
Yep. It then said in a booming voice, "I am
It's not a great
Telendred, first of the returned, and we have much work to do." As you stand out over the, basically you're on the side of a mountain. Not one of the Bastion mountains, it's kind of, it's still a mountain, but it's not one of the giant ones that make up almost the spine of the continent. And you're able to look over to the north, the vast majority of the Wasteland. And you see a giant implosion as a giant burst of energy seems to come in from all around and go straight in to what seems to be a castle at the northern end of the continent. after a few more of those, the golden dragon, before he can even say anything else, turns and immediately flies over there. Again, its wings causing almost thunder as it goes by. What do you guys do? Below you, you can see
So it
the...
says that, and then before we get a chance to talk, it just sees
It
that
just
and
it
goes
sees that
okay.
and goes over. It's like kind of like, oh shit, and goes away.
Okay.
And so on the kind of the ground ahead of you, you see the army encampment that you guys have been living in for the last however long. And you see the horde on the other side, and you see in the space of about a minute, you see 1 implosion, 2, 3, 4, and the last one is bigger than all of the rest combined. And it seems to rock out, and you see a shockwave come across the entire wasteland and seem to cause an earthquake as it goes by you guys, causing the whole earth to just shake for a split second. And then beneath you, you see the entire monster horde turn tail and run for the first time in 40 years.
From the implosion? Or what are they running
From the encampment. They're
Okay.
running to the east for the first time.
They're running to the east.
We're running to the east, and we're on a massive
And we're just
mountain.
standing up here watching it.
Yeah.
We're on the Bastion Mountains.
Can we roll hit points really quick? I think.
Oh yeah,
You
I
told us to
forgot.
wait.
Everyone leveled up.
Yeah.
Roll hit points real fast. I forgot.
You,
Wait, that's not a
you did
D8.
it.
Hold on.
Good. Alright. 7 is what I rolled.
6 on a d6. Let's go.
Because
I
I
got
rolled
a
an
7
8.
on a d8.
I rolled before.
A 4.
You rolled before.
Oh.
So how do I do this? I forget.
D6.
I pre-rolled and I rolled again just to see, and I got an 8. Big sad. Oh well.
Out of what?
Manage HP.
Out of a D8.
So yeah, it's
good.
Yeah, I got a 4, so
Oh,
for the first time.
sorry, Chief.
D6?
Yeah, I know.
So how I do...
It's fine.
I had to
So I
roll
will
6.
say, now that we're doing this for the first time on camera, I do have a weird rule with hit points because I like people to be tanky so that I can throw tanky stuff at them. You roll once. You may then take the average or re-roll, but if you re-roll, you have to take the re-roll.
So I can take
I
the
rolled
8?
6
Is that
on
what
a
we're
D6.
saying?
Yeah, then you keep it.
Yeah.
Nah, you should reroll.
I take the 8.
You could get higher.
See if I can do
You re-rolled and got
Get
an
a
8.
7 on
Yeah.
a d6.
I mean, I rolled a 4 the first time. I might as well just...
Yeah, so you re-rolled.
I re-rolled and got an 8.
There you go.
You know, I mean, yeah, I might as well...
Yeah, so just so you know, that's how I do hit points. It's just my personal way.
74.
I like people to be tanky, so I can throw tanky stuff.
Game of blackjack. I'm tapping out here. 7 on a d8 is as high as I'm gonna go. That's game of blackjack now.
I got a 6 on a D8.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm
keeping it.
too shy. Too shy from 100.
I think you're still the highest HP
Yeah.
of all of us.
Oh, yeah, I'm at 94. What are you at?
86.
Oh.
Dang, so many hit points.
98.
So little time.
Right.
We can't tell this. We're at like 40. We're not that strong.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, that's gonna suck for you when an ancient black dragon is like, I'm coming back from the grave, bitch.
Please no.
this time without a jaw.
It's a jaw wired shut, so I can't use a breath attack.
We even
I'm trying to just want to double check.
Is everyone good?
Yep, it stopped. I'll deal with that if we get to it. Alright. So, what do you guys want to do? You guys are currently on the top of the mountain.
This might be the weirdest fucking day I've ever seen.
That's one way to put it.
That was quite the show of power.
My first guess is to return to the encampment.
I'd like to get some rest.
Yes.
Didn't it just explode?
Hmm? The encampment didn't just explode, no.
Okay, yeah. The other place.
There's a, basically, so I'm gonna pull up the map here.
I know.
It was a 6.
It was like a...
So you're looking on the map. There was there's a castle right up here.
Yep, in the
Oh,
Shroud of Mystery.
Okay.
That exploded. You guys are about like here where my cursor is. And you
Okay.
can just see that far away because you're so high up.
Okay.
There's not a little mountain dude here, but that's just because reasons. But yeah, so you can see all the way over here, and you can see that there is like a castle, but you can see the explosions from here.
I see.
And your guess is that they go miles into the air. I mean, it's just they rock the whole world.
Okay. Is that like your big brother?
True. None of you guys would have ever seen a dragon before, so.
And I just all of a sudden seem like I know things about it.
Yeah, I let you do that because I wanted to be tanky, but still. You're like, I've seen it once. I completely understand its physiological structure, strengths, and weaknesses.
Magic man.
Magic man.
Well, I mean, of course, I've seen others like myself, but I've never seen something that massive, let alone with wings.
Have you ever heard of something like that?
Perhaps maybe in some type of myth or legend from my elders, but not too much else.
Okay. Good. We should probably get going, however we can.
We're just gonna leave Chip's body down there.
There wasn't much left of his body.
I don't think there's much we can do.
I mean, there's not much we can do, but we could definitely at least properly bury it here.
Does he even have a way to burn it? That is one way to go.
I mean, I think I have a better way. Maybe he really seemed to like nature and appreciate it as much as I did, so I think I have a way we can do it.
You can mold earth.
No, I didn't say molder, but I had
Oh, really? Oh, you got me all excited, man.
That is a legendary spell.
I cannot mold, or I could handle the burning.
But I can make a fireball.
I have produced flame.
I don't think anyone has the power to mold earth here.
Fireball.
We don't need to bury him that way.
How are you gonna bury him?
You should know how we bury things here. We've done it before. I'll show you.
Can we walk back down in there?
Fireball.
We're gonna waste a fireball.
Alright, you go. Alright, I can pull out the map again. I didn't delete it.
Does 20 damage to this corpse.
Do you want me to pull out the map again?
No, we're just gonna go to his
I
body.
think he's gone.
Alright, you guys go. You guys go back down into the dungeon.
Her
with
priorities.
with all of the glowing fungi across all the walls. And you come back to Chep's body. Vivisected, autopsied on a table with, the cut down the
Clamps and
center,
everything.
the Y cut,
Mm.
skin flayed open, internal organs removed
Where's those organs?
on the beneath the
Oh,
table.
okay.
In
Jars? Damn.
Yeah, where else would
You
we
see
put
the halfling off to the side, as well as the wizard who helped save you.
We gotta bury the halfling too. Our halfling friend.
Too bad we never knew his name. Next time we have to ask questions.
Here lies the halfling whose name we don't know.
That's so sad.
I think we might be on a time constraint. So let's go
I got it.
And she'll have Luna step down from her and rub up against all three of their bodies, and mushrooms will grow into their bodies and kind of devour them and glow, and that'll be it.
We could just burn them, but okay.
We could have, but this is a much more peaceful way to go, I think. Now we can go into the atmosphere, nature stuff. My brain literally stopped
The
working.
ecosystem.
The ecosystem.
I'll go over
My
to
brain stopped.
the wizard or the sorcerer, I guess, and I will cremate his body, and I'll grip his focus that I took and say, "Thank you."
So, you would see in the spirit realm, in the flames of his, in the smoke, you would see the spirit of the wizard who helped you kind of go up and away. through the smoke. In the mushrooms that you see, they glow ethereally in the spirit world. They also glow in the physical world, same way as everything else in the room.
Well, at least I think the wizard's off to a better place. I don't think I see him around much.
Good.
The other two, on the other hand, maybe it'll take some time.
Just nods.
Can we all get down through the mountain, or we'll have to go down?
I think I can make it down through the mountain.
Really?
I have the ability to make two of us fly. I don't know if anyone else has something like that.
Nope.
I fly.
That's
And then we
three.
can upcast it to get additional people.
Oh, so we can all fly.
So if I cast it at 4th, and you can cast it 5th, right?
Yeah.
And that's everybody.
So I was Imsh, I could yeet myself down the hill.
With 10 minutes of
No,
60-foot
no
flying speed, could we get back to from that top cliffside?
Okay, so it's 60
Or at least
feet.
down to the
So
ground
it's
to walk there?
300 yeah, you can get down to the ground. Yeah,
Okay.
that's not an issue.
I will cast fly at 4th level and make myself and Theo fly.
No, you're not.
You're not willing?
No.
Should I just cast it on myself?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I know what you're gonna do.
Cast out me unless someone else.
I have these two.
Oh, you got those two.
Wasteland.
That'll
Yeah.
catch up to you guys in a couple minutes. And I'm gonna start casting Find Greater Steed.
Man's been waiting to whip that thing out.
Mountain goat.
I've been planning this forever.
Yeah.
So after 10 minutes, I'll summon like just a bright green Pegasus.
Yes. So you
Bright green.
So you guys begin, floating down the mountain, and it slopes, but it's not a terrible slope. You guys are a ways up, but it's not like it's a sheer cliff. After 10 minutes, you eventually find is it like you summon it, like you conjure it?
Yeah, I summon a spirit.
Okay, so you summon a spiritual Pegasus, and you can also fly down.
I'm gonna pass them because I'm faster. See you, suckers.
So we're gonna do one last time skip. It's just gonna be a few months, but I don't want to role play it, so we'll just kind of go through it.
I assume we make it back to the
Yeah, you make it back. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
Shot out by an AA cannon. All right. So, well, actually, everyone make
Not
a
far in the
quick.
future.
Just give me everyone's passive perception.
23.
19.
I'm so
Crap,
proud of
holy
that.
16.
11.
9.
What's happening?
So the three of you, as you fly, you notice because you're so high up, you guys can see there seems to be something almost like similar to the shockwave that you saw before, coming from the castle that had all the explosions at it and implosions.
That's where all the wardens went, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Wardens went there. You've since
We
seen a bunch
we
of explosions.
saw.
Telendrind went there.
Yes.
And now you see a wave. It's almost like a shockwave, but it's more like if you've ever seen a wind, like a storm wind, go over a meadow, where you see a line of the grass flattening, and you can just see it go. That's kind of what it seems like. But it's not as if it's flattening, it's as if it's brightening. Like you're turning up the exposure to a camera, or like the vividness. I can't remember which setting that is in the camera. The vividness of the colors, just slightly.
Saturation.
The saturation. And it goes up just by just a little bit. You guys are able to notice because, your enhanced eyes. You two are elves. You're a freaking portal. You can see it. You guys can't tell. And most people couldn't tell. But after a few moments, the entire world is a slightly more vivid place.
Okay.
You guys make it back down to the camp, and we'll just kind of do a summary. But once you get there, Captain Zorban immediately begins yelling at everyone to rally, because for the first time, the horde is retreating. It's time to press that advantage. You all begin mobilizing, and the entire army crosses back over the River Mullen and is able to drive the horde into the wasteland for the first into the wasteland for the first time. After a few weeks of intense battle, you eventually make it past the wasteland to the edge of the plains. And there, for the first time, you finally break the monster horde as the remnants begin running back to the east and dispersing for the first time. And after, I believe, 42 years of war, it is over.
Wow.
Yay.
That's awesome.
So, that's where we really begin chapter 1. Everything else was whatever. So, we'll take a break. I'm just kidding. Alright, so you guys begin in the aftermath of the last battle. You guys have been tasked by Captain Zorban to effectively scour the battlefield, look for magical items, and report and bring them back to everywhere, or bring them back to the encampment. So you guys go out by yourselves in this battlefield full of bodies, monster and not monster alike. Piles of armor and bodies where people piled on top of each other to raise a flag are everywhere, and the stench is almost overwhelming. Everyone make a perception check. This is gonna count for the whole flag.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna do it through my familiar and try to get like a bird's eye view.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna hold on to one of them and just let them walk, because I can't
That's a
see
one
while
if
I'm
that's
seeing
a
through his
7.
eyes.
Yeah.
I think that's a 7. Yeah,
I
that's
got
a
a
7.
dirty one.
What do
So I
you
got a
Dirty 1.
You have a -1
in
to
perception.
perception?
Ooh.
Dang. Well, it's not a nat 1. But yeah, you can't find any sort of magical item.
This is just overwhelmed by everything that's around.
Yep. This would be the first time that you've seen.
Yeah.
This is the first time where you've had an aftermath to a battle.
Mm.
Every other battle you fought, you were either in the middle of it, or there was no
I got a
aftermath
7
because
plus
you were
8,
on to the
so
next
50.
battle.
Oh.
So that's completely
Just
fair.
natural.
So if I'm
Plus
directly
1%.
looking through it, do you want me to use its stats or mine?
It's, but you're helping it.
Okay. So 19.
19. You're able to see just piles, but there's nothing overtly magical that you can see.
There's no way to see anything then.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure there's no difference with the bird's eye view.
No. And the bird can't detect magical items, so
15.
15.
The both of us got 15. Well, he got 16.
I got 16 with plus, but yeah,
Yeah.
16. And she got 15.
15 for me. as well.
Like how we both said
Wow.
the same numbers like over and over. Yeah.
15.
You're able to find plenty of well-made items,
Mm.
but the magical items that you do find are of no importance, and you're required to bring them back anyway. So, nothing really interesting. You find a few rocks that give off magical auras. Did anyone cast like detect magic or anything?
I don't think I have to check
Can.
magic.
I'm not saying you should. I'm asking if anyone did.
No, I didn't.
I did
No.
not.
Okay,
I did not.
so
That
yeah,
would have been
you're
a
not
smart
really.
choice, but I did not.
You can. I don't think you can.
No.
I mean, go for it if you have it.
Like, is that part of my
I'm
one?
assuming it'd be a long search, right?
Did we do
We're
a
out
long
here for
rest?
a decent chunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Okay.
long rested.
It's been 2 months, Chief.
We did.
Just wanted to clarify.
At
that.
some point in there, you slept for a total of 8 hours.
Nah.
We have long rest.
Stayed
That's
awake.
Right, yeah.
Stayed awake
You
for
rested
months.
for 2 months.
Can you look for a wand of magic missiles for me?
One second. Let me long rest. Let me take my quick nap in the middle of the battlefield. There we go.
He just lays down, puts some armor on
I've been
himself.
awake for 2 months.
Grabs like a dead body.
Yeah,
and
the
just, like,
nearest
lays-
corpse.
lays on its head. Yeah.
Oh,
Nice
the
pillow.
smell.
I will
Like
say
sinks
that,
in,
that
just
I
like-
forgot to cast Detect Magic, but I would assume that
He
Rivok
would,
being a
yes.
smart
I think he would.
Boyle would probably do that. So
So-
yes, I cast a Detect Magic.
The entire battlefield is effectively glowing with magical aura. And as far as you can see, the earth itself seems to be emanating magic like it never has before. And there are some bright spots of magic that you can find, and those are going to be your magical items. There are a few, but it seems that generally all the people who died didn't have them.
Oh, that makes sense.
Well, there's definitely a lot of magic around here, so I guess we can just start collecting.
I mean, you are looking at me, so.
I'm looking at everyone.
Prim also rolls her eyes. Caitlin rolled her eyes. Prim definitely would too.
But yeah, let's grab the whatever you can find.
Yeah, I'll cast Unseen Servant and have it help us look and search bodies and stuff.
I got a question. Can Mage Hand just help be a little carrier for it? Is that like...
As long as it's less than 10 pounds and can fit in the palm of a hand, so it could carry like a sword
I don't know, it's kind of useless. Okay.
or like a piece of armor.
No, it's fine.
Maybe if you put a basket in it, you could put more, I don't know.
It just like holds a basket.
It's like holds a basket and you just like, pile stuff in it. Up to 10 pounds.
Okay, well, never mind.
Maybe you take a breastplate and just like fill it. Anyway.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
You're able to find some magic items, but nothing. These are things like +1 swords, like rocks that give +1 to certain ability scores, maybe, or certain saving throws, I should say. Things of that nature.
Are we the only ones searching?
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
There's other squads.
Okay.
We're supposed to return them, right? We're not
Yeah.
supposed to take them for ourselves.
Yeah, like they know what you have.
Yeah.
And like when you guys got back, eventually Captain Zorban sent someone over to the temple that you guys, over the dungeon to raid the horde and get all that and disperse it. You guys took, what did you guys take, by the way? What did you guys end up taking?
I took the haversack, she took the scroll, and the rest took a bag of beans. I think.
Beans.
That's what we decided.
Lots of
Dragon
beans.
had a lot of beans.
Bags of beans.
And we
Taco
just wanted
Bell.
bags of beans.
It's Taco Bell time.
Oh no.
No.
Explosive beans.
The army's still together then, right? 2 months later?
So, as you guys return, you see the form of Telendrind kind of like towering over the command tent. I believe I described the command tent as being maybe like 100 feet long, and it was a big command tent because they would do almost companies at a time to brief. He dwarfs it. The head of Telendrind being an ancient golden dragon, and I know that there's a size in the monster manual, but I don't care. The head is probably like a SUV size. Think like a Suburban.
Fair enough.
Like a real SUV, not a crossover or whatever. That's its head. And so its neck is huge, and its wingspan to carry such a thing is ridiculous.
Yeah.
We're not going to go into wingspan weight ratios because magic, but it's big. Its wings are easily 300-400 feet, and I mean it's huge. And it seems to tower over everything. And as you guys make your way back, you see Captain Zorban effectively sitting at a desk handing pouches of gold to soldiers without their armor, who then leave and go off to the west. Some the more high-ranking ones are given horses, others aren't.
Mhm.
What do you guys do?
Really quick, the gold we got from the dragon way back when, are we just gonna split that evenly? Or start a community bank?
Just put it in the
Pretty
community.
great.
I
Yeah.
will add it to the haversack.
You'll just like put it in your shell.
Yeah.
Like start lining the shell with
I
it.
will add it to
And
the
his neck
haversack.
folds.
Got changed, dude.
Neck pockets.
Neck pockets, yeah.
To be completely honest with you guys, I don't have much left in life, so is anyone sticking around?
My tea shop got destroyed, so I don't really have a place to go.
What have you, Pleasant?
I have never been in this area before, so I don't really know the way back. I got lost.
You kind of got lost a long way. You just kept walking?
Yeah,
Just kept swimming?
yeah.
Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming.
I hate it.
What about you, Ubak?
Well, I probably could go back to my family. But I bet like everyone else, I have directions and goals to accomplish.
There's someone I want to find.
I think we all have something in common then.
Mm-hmm. And you, Turtle?
I think I will remain for the time being. Sorry, I'm
He's like counting the change.
Well, I did
Significant
this.
calculation.
I did this a long time ago, supposedly.
Doing some accounting
I
to
did
see
do-
if we can remain in the
I
army
am-
and still
taking-
eat.
I'm
Taxes.
still 2 months.
He's got, like- He's got like a visor.
Dude, he really is the guy with all the answers, man. We'll do our
He's like an
taxes for us.
abacus.
Yeah. He's out
The
there.
gold and silver from the dragon are in the haversack.
Yay.
He's like, stop bothering me.
For you.
As an abacus, he's like, alright, so if we 2% interest.
We could live for this long.
I personally would like to maybe be outside of the army directly, if possible. Maybe a contractor.
Yes, I think it may be time to say our goodbyes. We'll see.
There's not really any other purpose of being here. You know, the war is over now, surprisingly.
Okay, let's go get our gold.
So, do you just walk up and ignore the line of people, or do you?
Oh, hell no.
No, we.
I'm getting in line.
We should
Oh.
get in line.
I was like going to, but.
Okay.
Did you guys drop off the magic items first? Or?
Yeah.
I will have.
Okay. So you see Captain Zorbon, he's always sitting at the desk, and there's effectively just a line of there's several of these. It's not just him doing it for the entire army, but your guys' kind of battalion. You guys join the end of the line. A few people join after you who are also scavenging. And as you kind of walk, you see carrion birds start coming at the piles of corpses. You assume someone will be back later, maybe less high-ranking, to start getting the armor and non-magical weapons. Because that stuff can be reused, reduce, reuse, recycle. So, after a while, you guys make your way to the front of the line, and Captain Zorbon's going to be sitting at the desk with a few attendants around him and a big ledger. And you see that there's like a big pot, like there's a big chest, he's giving out to everyone. He's going to look up at you guys and say, "You two, leaving the army for some greater horizons?"
It seems so.
Sorry to hear that, I suppose. You should speak to Telendrin before you go. I believe that he has something to say to you, as I believe he called it the first Dragon Slayers. So he tells me.
I like the name of that.
It has a nice ring to it.
Right. Well, there hasn't been the Dragon Slayer in Lord who knows how long. So, according to him at least, the first one in millennia. So I believe that you should take that as an honor coming from The golden rat with wings himself.
That is a fat rat for sure.
I wish I could sell his scales. Everything that we got from the hoard of yours already gave away. I want to give everyone their pension, but with everyone who's leaving, not sure we'll be able to.
I guess it's a good thing we're towards the front of the line.
I suppose. Well, he grabs 5 sacks, and they're kind of big because you guys are not officers, but you're high enlisted, so you're getting a pretty decent amount. He's gonna toss them all to you, and he's gonna say, "Talk with Telendrin before you go. That's your last order."
Do these include us being dragon slayers, this pension, or have you accounted for that yet?
You didn't go above and beyond the call of duty.
I seem to recall the time that I helped you with that burning that you were experiencing. I'm just saying.
Trying to fucking extort this man.
Is this the money that was in the...
Make a persuasion check.
Is
I
this the
suppose.
money that
Bless.
was in the Discord that I just added, or is this more on top?
This is more on top.
Okay.
This is your guys' pension.
18. Actually, yeah, 18 persuasion, yeah.
He's gonna kind of laugh and be like, "Alright." He's gonna toss a much smaller bag at you only.
Yes. Helps having
So
the
you
herbs.
guys look into it and you see that there's about 20 gold pieces in each of your bags, plus another like 5 in yours.
Okay.
This is a pension.
Yeah, I
This
know,
isn't
I know.
A dragon's hoard.
You said 20 gold?
Yeah.
Community bank? Or no?
I mean, this is individually, so it's your call.
Okay.
If you want
We might as well just keep it.
I'm keeping
Well,
mine.
Okay.
Give you mine for the community bank.
Okay.
And I'll
Let's
also
see.
give you mine.
Alright,
So,
doesn't matter how much I like
40.
you. Get out of the way. I have other mouths to feed. And best of luck. Hey, you elves, you gonna go back to the elven jungle, see what's left of it?
I haven't been back in a very long time, but maybe one day I'll be back to see my family.
If they're still there.
I hope so.
I didn't plan on it. Not much
Fair
to go
enough.
back to.
Where do you hail
Plenty
from,
to go
Tortoise?
back to.
a place far from here.
Well, congratulations on living through the war. Now you get to go home, whatever that means anymore. What do you guys do?
Walk
Go to
out.
Tandrin.
Telendrin.
So as you guys walk up to Telendrin, you see that he's in like so his voice can be heard kind of as a rumbling
That makes
no
sense.
matter how loud he's talking. He could be whispering and you'll hear like a cat purring, but like a boom speaker. I mean, like I'm trying to you hear this like rumbling coming from deep within him if he's talking at all.
So he's not good at
But you're
secrets.
well, but it's doesn't mean you can understand what he's saying
Yeah.
necessarily. But you see as you kind of walk up to him that he's in a deep discussion with a kind of a short, squat wizard with a blue pointed cap. He is what you think a wizard should look like.
Do we know what they're talking about?
I mean, you can make a perception check,
Okay.
but they're kind of trying not to be heard.
Can't you read lips?
I can't read lips. I can actually read lips. Yes, I took the feat.
Should
Okay.
check observance.
I took
You can
observance.
read their lips.
Can you read a dragon's lips?
If it's speaking
If you can
common.
see a creature's mouth while it's speaking a language you understand, you can interpret what it's saying by reading its lips. The lips.
Roken will
Lisp.
not try
Lisp.
to listen.
Problem is, it's not speaking common.
I'll just do a perception check and see if I fucking figure out something. No, it's a nat one.
You can't hear anything.
Yeah,
You
it's,
can't-
yeah, I
you're
don't
like,
know.
is that how a dragon's lips move?
Yeah.
I'll walk right up in the middle of the discussion.
They'll immediately stop and look over at you. And you recognize the smaller man as the wizard Uruin, who
Ooh.
you have met. This was the one that you were supposed to meet months ago. You since met him, And since he's arrived, he has almost taken control of the army due to like necessity. Basically during the last battle, just, during the chaos, Ruin, being a ridiculously powerful wizard and an ally of Telendrin, took command basically just out of everyone just kind of started deferring to him. If you start riding a golden dragon, people tend to listen to you. So,
What's this wizard's name again?
Uruin.
Uruin.
Uruyn.
We're having such a hard time not saying Uruin.
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 And so Uruin's gonna look over at you and say, "Hello. Nice to meet all of you in person. Formally, I mean."
That is true. We were supposed to meet you before, but
Yes,
Here we
Captain
are.
Kaladin is quite the character, but his squad seems to have done what they had to.
are they still alive?
Yeah, mostly, I think. I wasn't for a bit there, but luckily, quick mending plus revivify saved that pretty quickly.
Oh my god, sorry. That's so good.
He like removes his thing, and you see just like this big scar wrapping all the way around his
Ooh,
neck.
yeah, fucking decapitated. Nice.
It was a rough day.
Imagine.
Yes. So, have you all been told? He's gonna kind of look at your. He's gonna see all the sacks that you guys have and go, well, I can no longer order you to do anything, but I do have a request of you, or I should say, Telendrin has a request of you. Do any of you know what happened on the day that, well, you fought the dragon and Captain Kaladin and his men fought in the Shroud of Mystery? I suppose it's no longer as mysterious, but even so, do you know what happened?
Well, I believe we fought a dragon.
You did fight a dragon.
Fought the
Astute
dragon.
observation. In addition, some things happened there. Captain Kaladin and his men tracked a cult into the Shroud of Mystery. That cult was set on reviving the god of magic, Umenorin.
Interesting.
They were planning on doing this by killing a king. This is based on some old prophecy that really, I don't think it was ever actually true. I don't put much stock in divination wizards, although, to each their own, I suppose. He's gonna conjure a chair and sit down in it.
How good's the wood? Like, how sturdy is this guy? I need Flayed to
You guys
roll.
don't know. Flandolf isn't here, he's dead. So, yep. Yeah.
Spoilers, sorry
Flandolf
guys.
died. But yeah, so Uruin's gonna conjure a chair and sit down in it. He's gonna say, right. There's no telling whether or not that ritual actually would have worked. However, it involved kidnapping a king and killing him on the altar that Umenorin was sealed in decades ago. I'm sure you guys know how the war started with the Awakeners and all of that. If you don't, now's the time to ask that question. It's in the World Anvil.
No,
but
yeah, we
if
do,
not,
yeah.
we can do a quick recap. However, when Captain Kaladin and his men entered the Shroud of Mystery, they came upon a magical sword called the Moonblade. The spirit in this blade contains the power to, well, kill a god. I've never seen a sword like it, except for one that... No, I've never seen a sword like it. I've seen things that have come maybe close, but never something that could kill a god like that. They were eventually able to succeed in killing all of the demigods, Umenorin's lieutenants that I believe killed some of your friends. They were able to kill all of them, and Telendrin bathed the seal altar in dragonfire, which somehow completely destroyed the altar that Umenorin was sealed in, and I believe it killed Umenorin. The god of magic is dead. What that means for the effects of magic on the world, I don't really know yet, seeing as how the god of... I feel like if the god of something dies, that thing would die too, but as you can, I'm sure, tell, magic still exists. However, according to Telendrind, I suppose he can say something as you look up at Telendrind, who's just going to ignore you. I don't know. He's just going to be like, no, I'm too good to explain stuff.
This is my man who talks to me.
He's going to say, yeah, so Ruin's going to say, there is apparently still a part of Umenorin left in the world. He doesn't know where, but he's able to detect it due to some magical dragon stuff that he won't explain to me. And unfortunately, we need to find it and destroy it so that Umenorin can't come back no matter what. It's some sort of failsafe. Not sure what that means, if he can arise from it or come back in any way, but I figure that the best people to call for the job are dragon slayers themselves. Captain Kaladin and his men, while I believe they did survive, are nowhere to be seen since.
Do you think there's any possibility of finding Kaladin there?
I don't know. Depends on where he ended up. After the fight with the demigods and the Moonblade shattered into thousands of pieces, almost like water droplets. And him and his men simply walked off. Telendrind and I had to, of course, come back and help coordinate. But we haven't seen them since. They should be back by now. It takes 2 weeks to get from here to the Shroud of Mystery, and it's been 2 months. So, wherever they are, I don't know.
I think I'd be interested in helping you. As long as it's not an order.
Well, I can't order you anymore, now can I?
No, you cannot.
You are free men and women. You can do whatever you want now. But, as a favor to an old military buddy, and the big-ass dragon who stands over him, I would ask that you help.
I would be interested in searching for this as well, but where would we start?
Well, unfortunately, we have no idea how to find the spot directly. But, I figure, best place to start, the Altar of Sealing itself. At that point, hopefully you can find some sort of clue either on the way there or there itself, somewhere in the Shroud, that can point you in the right direction.
Makes sense to me.
How do we get a hold of you once we find things?
Well, I believe Telendrind can take that part. He's gonna look up at Telendrind, the big towering magic golden dragon, who is now gonna for the first time talk. He's gonna say, I will meet you there in 2 weeks. 16 days. Which isn't 2 weeks, I know, but I accidentally said 2 weeks. 16 days. Weeks are not 8 days, I'm not doing that. You have 16 days. You have that amount of time to hopefully find what you're looking for. It should take you 2 weeks at a good pace from here to the Shroud. In 16 days, if you are there, I can help you, and if you've already found it, then I can take you back and take you where next you need to go. I'm not enthused about beings on my back, but if I can have a wizard, I suppose I can have dragon slayers do it.
Doesn't that leave the possibility of you taking us there?
Unfortunately, I have matters I must attend to.
Ah, dang. These legs are not meant for walking.
Well, I believe a ruin can help with that. And Ruin's gonna say, yes, well, seeing as how you are now private contractors, you're entitled to a little bit more than the army that you used to be a part of. Each of you should be able to get a horse.
Oh, yeah, bless.
Should take you 2 weeks to get there at a good pace. I recommend not galloping the whole way. I don't know how much experience you have with horses, but you can tire them out easily. The terrain in the Wasteland is rough. It's hard, it's going to be difficult on their hooves. Be careful. As far as I can tell, there's no food or water that can grow there. No plants, no animals. So whatever you bring with you is all you will have. All right. Do you accept the contract?
Is there some sort of reward for this?
Ah, yes. I figured you'd ask.
Mm-hmm.
Well, after the event 2 months ago, there was a sizable chunk of gold that was added to the treasury. Most of that has already been spent in terms of pension for the soldiers. However, I'm sure that in addition to your pension, you could get some sort of monetary reward. Going to the Shroud of Mystery and back, well, we'll be handling the transport back. So getting to the Shroud of Mystery, investigating there, 5 people, I'd say 1,000 gold.
You guys.
Okay. I have nothing else better to do than this, so might as well continue on.
If that's the case, are you sure? I don't believe all of you have agreed.
He's like, sure.
I can't get another better to do this.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm free this Saturday.
my schedule's
Sure,
clear.
but
I'm always
seems
free.
like you may have some extra magic weapons after that scavenging. One of those might help some of us get there.
We'll see.
Oh,
Perhaps
not
upon
persuasion.
completion of contract.
He's like, no.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, I'll provide you 5 horses and any rations you need, but anything else, you must source for yourself. You have 16 days starting now. Good luck.
So really, we only have 2 days there because it takes 14 to get there.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you can find a way to speed it up.
Right. No.
And okay, quick above
Above the table.
Yeah, Jonathan to Dio. The magic items we got, like, could we have just figured it out with Arcana check or something, or
You guys know what they are by this point.
Okay,
How many beans are in a bag of beans?
we have to roll for it.
Okay.
But-
yeah.
well,
Roll
so
and
in
do
the
that -1.
in
You know
the-
what they are.
In the future, when we, yeah, is it -1?
Yeah, because you used one
One
We
bean.
use
to
one.
figure out what it was. I mean, yeah, okay, fine. I guess you can.
We could have just brought it back and had somebody identify. it.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
first
okay,
level
yeah, you
spell.
guys are good. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Well, in
Do
the
roll
fu-
for it.
In the
though.
future,
3d4.
do we have to identify it or have somebody identify it before we know what it is, or how do you
Generally,
How do you do
if
that?
I tell you what it is, then you know what it is. Maybe it imprints it in your
3d4.
brain. If I don't tell you what it is, you gotta figure it out.
Okay.
Depends on if I tell you or not. In this case, I told you, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Come on, beans.
Is that all 3?
Yeah.
Dang.
I'm not beans.
Is it how many? How?
It's 3d4.
3d4.
Yeah.
Average snack is basically just a bag of holding. I don't have to roll for anything.
Yeah, you're good. All right.
You said you two each gave to the community bank?
Yeah.
Okay. We are up to 594 gold and 212 silver.
Oh man. Okay, 3d4, you said? Yeah.
I'm assuming there's nothing we can spend that on here.
Well, 2 of those were not
Okay,
enjoyed, but
okay,
there's
4.
4, 3. Heck yeah,
You
good
have 4, 4,
dice.
3?
Yeah.
Holy shit. 11 beans.
Definitely above average at this point. How many did you get?
7.
You have 27
Well,
beans.
I think 7 is about.
Well, I got 4, 2, and 1.
Yeah, that's about average.
You have 27 beans. That's above average.
That's way above. Yeah, average was 22.5, I think.
We do. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were doing the math.
27
Well,
beans.
real.
That's terrifying.
No, I I don't think it's worth the risk to plant a bean right now.
It's within 1 minute, right?
Yeah.
Like it's pretty fast that they grow.
Yeah.
We just
But,
start like.
but nothing grows in the wasteland, right? And we're not even out of the wasteland yet, huh?
You guys are right on the edge of the wasteland and the plains.
So we couldn't yet, even if we wanted to.
It is probably for the better.
And the thing with the wasteland and the plains, it's a hard line. It's like
It's like a dead and alive.
yeah, it's like pretty much like you know, wasteland, and I'm not even exaggerating. If you were to look at a piece the size of my hands, it would be right. They would just butt up against each other like that.
There are no trees where we're at then, right?
And we may want to do it.
You do
where we
see,
don't draw attention to us.
Like some towers off in the distance, some stone towers right along the edge. That's about it.
On the edge of what? The wasteland?
The wasteland, yeah.
On the east or west side?
Right on the line.
Well, if everyone's ready, and we might as well leave, right?
Yeah.
Gotta get there somehow.
Is there anything you guys need to do before we go?
No,
Okay, let's start walking.
I'm riding.
Cool. And now we will take a break because I have to use the bathroom. So after that bout of existentialism, we're back. All right, so you guys have a little bit of time to prep. What do you guys want to do? You have 2 weeks of travel plus essentially 2 weeks there. So
Guess we get the horses at some point.
yeah, you guys will get the horses.
Wait, you said 2 weeks of travel and then 2 weeks there? I thought
Sorry,
it was-
2 weeks of travel, 2 days there.
Okay, I was like, that doesn't add up to 16 days.
It does here.
Would you allow us to? I mean, not that it matters. I just want my spell slot back. Would you allow us a long rest during that?
You have 16 days.
Well, during the 16 days. Are we skipping the 16 days? Or are we gonna?
No.
No. Okay. So, never mind.
This isn't like The Expanse where there's actually nothing to do for 16 days. Like there's stuff to do.
Well, I'm just asking because we were skipping through some stuff. So
That's fair.
There's no
clarify.
No,
encounters.
no
God.
more week-long
We
time
could give
skips.
ourselves
Okay.
a random encounter if we want to go off and plant a bean.
We will not plant beans today.
That was
I mean, there's not really-
Roken speaking. That was
We will not plant beans today.
There's not really a place to plant the beans right now, so.
I'm just gonna go get some rations, like a healthy chunk of rations.
Yeah, same.
How much ration?
18 days worth.
18 days
I
worth.
have that covered, but if you want to grab them, you can.
It can be a bartering chip in case we get robbed.
Fair enough.
So since we're not in the army anymore, obviously we lose the 2 ration quota thing.
The
The two
potion
healing
potions.
potion.
Yeah.
So do we not have potions right now? If we didn't use them, do we get to keep them?
I'd say sure. I mean, I don't think anyone's used their potions the whole time. So yeah, you still have 2 health potions. And someone has like a greater health potion.
And that
I do.
max remains though.
Well, I mean, you're no longer in the army, so they're not going to issue you any more.
Right, but are
And Chep's dead.
we're not
And Chep's dead, and he was the only one who was going to give you any extra.
well, we're not controlled on
No.
on the max we can have anymore.
Can we just buy it from them?
If they'll sell to you.
You can try.
Right, so I have 2 greater healing potions, and I can bring someone back to life. If I don't recommend you doing that and dying, but I can do that. But we might want to get more potions.
I would say that's enough. I have 2 regular healing potions.
As do I.
Okay. And I can also do it magically, so
Is there like a wizard hut or anything in this area?
You may not want.
What do you mean a
to
wizard
quit to
hut?
spend
Like
our
like
money.
to see the wizard core?
Is there some form of, like, who would be controlling the components, the spellcasting components?
Wouldn't that have been
That is-
For spellcasting components, that's generally gonna be the head, like some sort of like quartermaster of the wizards. Yeah, I'd say there's probably something like that. Yeah. Maybe like a wizard tent
Can I
where all the
go?
wizards hang out.
Can I go over there? Is it shaped like a wizard hat?
a little smoke coming out of the top?
Yeah, it'll TP.
No, but it is bigger on the inside than the outside.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Blue, yeah.
So you walk up to it, and there are a few guards on there, each with a halberd, and they do cross their halberds over the entrance.
I'm just looking to pick up some extra supplies for sale.
Nope. Wizards only.
I can play you a nice song.
We'll take the song, but we just won't let you in.
Fine.
If you were still in the army, maybe, but we just watched you take your pension.
I'm just a humble customer looking for some supplies.
Nope.
The dragon did order me to do something, so
Not as far as we know.
Damn.
you're just doing your job. I can respect that.
Besides, the dragon told you guys, didn't tell everybody.
Yeah.
Didn't announce it to the world.
Hey! Just trying to, get the name in there. Name drop. I'll walk away there. Is there anyone who I know who's still in the army?
Captain Zorban. Everyone else died.
That's fair.
God,
He's probably busy. I don't want to bother him.
You guys giving out pensions. The line is just as long as it was.
I don't have anything.
I'll go back to my friends.
You do see in the battlefield, people are now starting to collect armor. The grunts, the corpse getters. I don't know what those guys are called, but they have a shitty job.
The corpse collectors.
So I was trying to get some.
Collector dead.
Ringing a bell.
I was hopefully trying to get some diamonds and stuff for us to cast spells, but I was kind of locked. You have any ideas?
Are you trying to get in there? I have some ideas.
What components do you need?
Just like stuff. Hopefully some diamonds, maybe.
Mass suggestion.
You said everyone give us like magic supplies instead of.
I'm not sure if stealing would be a good idea.
Okay.
Would it help if
If you're going
you
to
were
do it, just
invisible?
don't tell me.
Don't tell you.
I don't know how I'd be out, being if I had to show myself.
Well, I figured you'd leave that up to yourself. I can get you in, but you gotta figure out how to get yourself out.
Oh, I do have invisibility.
I don't think it's worth the risk. We are in the middle of an army encampment, so
But they owe nothing to us now.
yeah, that means they can't kill us.
They
Well, at least we'll
already
put up a
tried.
good fight.
Did they not call us the Death Squad?
It's true. We have upgraded names though. We're the first dragon slayers. You gotta say that's better. Well, I'm ready whenever you guys are.
I'm good to go.
I can't believe we got 1,000 gold out of this deal. I didn't think he'd give us anything.
I think he kind of owes us a little bit for the dragon, so I'd expect him to.
We can also sell one of the horses because I have mine. So
I'd rather not sell on the horses.
okay, this is a possibility.
No.
Is that green
It
thing
is a
also a
possibility.
horse?
It's a flying horse, yes.
How much do you weigh?
It's a very personal question.
He's got a horse that's just like dragged.
I just realized I'm like, wait a second.
He's got the war horse.
Got a
Flying
flying
tail.
flag, so yeah.
Yeah.
We said I weighed 475.
Oh my god!
He's got a
Time
shell
to
that
Google.
he can fit in his shell. Like, it makes sense.
Whoa.
How much weight can a horse carry?
I think you break that horse.
I need like a pack mule or something.
Will's
could always
family's
make you a
tortoise
wagon.
is like
And then you could get pulled by
chunky.
two
Like
horses.
he's
Yeah.
hefty.
I get a chariot.
Yes, you would have your own chariot.
475.
Yeah.
What about two horses?
Two heavy for
On a
one. Yeah, I
chariot.
could have my own chariot.
You were given 5 horses.
I'm sure you're Steve.
So if you use greater steed or whatever,
It's technically
You're
still
selling a
counts.
freaking rhinoceros with that?
I could if I wanted to.
that would work.
No,
Yeah.
I'm riding my own pace,
Yeah,
so you can take the 2 steeds.
Well,
Well, could we have like a cart? The cart would not do well.
I can conjure a cart.
According to Roll20,
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
a draft horse can hold 540 pounds. A riding horse can hold 480 pounds.
Yeah, but it's
Oh,
like army.
Yeah, but that's like that's the tip of the iceberg,
What
right?
about a war horse?
yeah, no, I mean, if I would say if D&D says so, sure. I just Googled it, and it was like,
A war
Not
horse
really.
is
But
540.
you're the DM. It is
A
up
war
to you.
horse can do 540.
I'll say sure. You know, like the I just now realized, like, oh shit, maybe he can't ride a horse. But yeah, I'd say if D&D says you can, sure.
And that's 400 gold for a war horse.
We could also.
But they're giving them to us
Okay.
for this mission.
So it's a war
But
horse.
you're just
I
gonna have
don't
to
know.
check.
540.
Yeah, check out which one actually can
Well,
hold
yeah,
you.
well, that is true. What kind of horses are we getting? But you said even the worst horse, a riding horse, can.
Do
Yeah, I can
480.
do it.
Well, actually, the worst horse is a pony, 225.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not getting a pony.
Yeah.
So I'll get ponies.
You're
that are
gonna
like little
get
short leg ones.
riding horses. These aren't gonna be war horses. They're just gonna be riding horses.
We can always get a cart.
Now that includes gear. So, 480 whatever. Plus
I can make my gear weigh 5 pounds by putting it all in the haversack.
Cool.
480.
Would anyone sell a cart?
I don't think a cart would do very well in the wasteland.
No, isn't it like?
I mean, okay. So the thing is, after a war, there are a lot of people with carts, mainly leaving. Some people have, dead carts, meaning, corpse carts, things of that nature.
Is there anyone who is just standing around that has kind of like a caravan for like a caravan style cart? Something that would actually hold a decent amount of weight.
What do you mean by caravan style?
Like what I picture is like the Oregon Trail, how they ride around in like a cart.
You realize that those weren't pulled by horses, right? Those were pulled by oxen.
Oh yeah, they were. Yeah. Never mind.
Have a little bit of a different pull weight.
Could he fit in a cart?
Could he fit in a cart?
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah, we
he
figured
fits
out
he
that
fits
I
in a
can't
horse.
do the horse.
You can do the horse. It's
You
fine.
can do the horse, but you kind of max out the horse. Like
That's
you
what
get
I'm
the
saying.
biggest horse that they'll let you have,
Yeah.
and he does not look like he's having a good time. I'm gonna say the horse can't gallop.
What if we need to
With
bring
you.
something back?
We have
One of
the
you carry.
what?
Okay.
I'm gonna say if you try to go any faster than a walk on the horse, because you've exactly maxed it out. If you go anything faster than a walk, you have to roll a d20, and if you get a 1, the horse breaks a leg.
Oh.
I'm at like.
Well, it's like, okay, so
Terrible. And you gotta put the
is it
horse
still gonna, I'm
down.
assuming that's still going to be faster than us walking.
A little bit.
Okay.
Generally, when you ride a horse, I actually checked it in D&D and in Roll20, and how it works is when you calculate your horse speed, it assumes that you ride it at max speed for an hour, and that's it. So otherwise, it's based on walking speed because you don't ride a horse at a canter for 8 hours straight.
Yeah.
You walk the horse, but the horse can carry gear. The horse will keep you guys from being exhausted if you guys do choose to go further, things like that.
You could ride my steed.
Well, we figured out.
I don't want to kill a horse. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend the next 10 minutes and I'm gonna make a griffin.
A griffin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine greater steed.
Are we still taking the extra horse?
Yes.
Can you make an elephant?
Okay. You can make a rhinoceros.
No. An elephant's 1,300 pounds weight capacity. That thing can gallop for days. Just rocking on its back.
Just like to imagine just pure desert, elephant, tortoise.
4 tortoises.
At
right?
full gallop, dude.
Yeah. I can't imagine elephants can go for very long, but how do you plan on feeding the horses?
Green.
I can good berry a day and feed all of us and them.
Oh.
How many
Yeah.
good berries can you
10
eat?
from one spell.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
And your steed doesn't need anything, right? 'Cause
No.
it's conjured, yeah.
Alright.
exactly enough.
So you guys set off?
Mhm.
Okay. So, you guys begin
Would you like
walking.
me to cast Goodberry one time for our food today?
Yeah.
Sure. You don't have to eat it, I guess, but, you know, it's your call.
Oh, we need food today. I assume.
Yeah. Alright. So, you guys begin walking towards the north. And as you go, the wasteland gets hotter and hotter, despite you guys going further and further to the north. Generally, you guys know that this is kind of the colder area of the continent. The southern end is kind of the warmer part, and the northern end is kind of the colder part. But as you guys keep going, it's actually getting hotter. As the sun reaches high in the sky, you look around and there's zero shade. The only trees that are there have been dead for centuries, and there is effectively no life anywhere. So, first day, you guys make it. Nothing really happens. All right.
Okay, so because we're traveling for 8 hours with the horses, and then we're like stopping pretty much because that's about all they can do, right? Okay.
So you could then walk the horse if you wanted to. Walking the horse means getting off the horse and walking and just leading the horse better.
Would that be our 14-day? What's our 8
Yeah,
hours
I
of
was gonna say,
riding?
how much
plus
do we have to
walking for our
travel
14
per day?
8 hours of walking or riding.
Okay.
It's about the same.
And then if we walked it, would we get there a little quicker, or would it be?
Yeah, maybe if you walked it, depends on how long you walk it per day.
Okay.
If you walk it for 2 hours a day, then that might shorten it a bit, but you have the chance of being more exhausted the next day, things like that.
Well, now as good as any to settle down for the night, I suppose.
I haven't ridden like that in a long time.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing it for a while, for the next 13 days, so get used to it.
So we have 8 hours and then we sleep, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So how it works is it's 8 hours of
War
riding,
harder, I'll
Yeah,
tell you.
alright.
4 hours of setting up camp, 8 hours of sleep, 4 hours take down camp, 8 hours of riding, etc. What did you guys bring for tents and stuff, shelter?
It's up to you.
Yes, I have a place we can stay. This is the first time I revealed this, actually. That's cool.
Yeah, like I got nothing.
So wherever we found camp, maybe in like a little crevice or something, Roken walks over and he pulls like a few rocks out of his pocket, and he magically like floats them up, and they make a circle, and then he waves his hands like this, and they all flow outward, and like a blue swirl starts going in the middle. And I'm going to cast a magnificent mansion, but we're going to call it Roken's Island Retreat.
Oh!
And
I love this!
yeah, a portal is conjured, and
You telling me you've had this the whole time?
not only for a little while.
I was about to say, we literally were in a battle the other day, and we had to sleep on the ground.
You have to try to copy it. It's magnificent.
The what?
Waiting for the right time.
The cubby?
You'll feel so stress-free.
Oh, the cubby! I'm like,
So we go in, and it's essentially, well, you guys don't know that yet, but he knows. It's an exact replica of the like sort of islander beach he used to live near.
nice.
And so yeah, it's just like exactly what you'd expect of a tropical beach, and then it's about, we'll say 20 feet of beach, and then like a small jungle. There, with the limits of the spell, there's going to be like invisible walls, so like it gets to a point where you can just see what it would look like, but you can't actually go there. But
Video
on the
game.
beach, there is a cabana for each person. Well, for the 4 of you, and then he has
His show.
and then he has his own little place in towards the jungle a little bit.
Nice.
This one's mine. Don't touch it.
I wasn't planning
And
on
once we're all in, I'll make the portal disappear.
Wait, so we're like on a beach?
We're on a beach,
Yes.
and there's like jungle
The
in here.
sun's out, setting. I made
Nice.
the day match the. Yeah.
Oh, Wasteland's just gonna run at the water and like flop.
Is it real water?
I think so. Yes, I can make whatever I want. It just can't go out of the.
Yeah, okay.
You can't take anything out.
Just like, thank God. It was so hot.
This was the
Or
first time.
if you take it out, it will immediately disappear.
This was the first time I had seen a beach and water before.
No, yeah, I've never seen this.
You guys would have seen a lake before, most likely.
Yeah,
There is a
not
lake
sand.
in the Elven jungle.
There is ocean, right, though?
Yeah.
On the north and south? Yeah.
We've been pretty much landlocked this whole
Yeah,
time.
but I've been
minus
always
the
landlocked.
rivers.
Yes.
You
Well,
know,
this river's been dried.
How do you
Well, yeah, but
pronounce
the one we
this?
started by the Winagape.
Winagape.
So that's like the biggest body of water we've seen, right?
Yep. So you guys are about like in this area where the cursor is.
Okay.
So yeah.
you know, this reminds me of the lake that's in the Isles.
I don't seem to recall what you're talking about.
How do you not remember?
You're a jungle elf. That sounds so bad. You need a better term for that.
That feels so long ago in my brain. Things have been jumbled up for a while.
Been jungled for a while.
Jumbled up for a while.
They're in the vines.
There was a lot that happened during the war for me, and some of my memories are crossed.
Well, it would have been before the war, so I don't know how that would have. I'm sure you'll remember.
Maybe at some point.
Are there servants in your?
I
Please
can't.
tell
I
me
can.
they're
I can make
sharks.
servants. Yes.
Can you please make them sharks wearing beach trunks with legs?
Are we just trying to recreate left?
Oh!
A big lobster.
But for now, I honestly think they would just be like
Crabs?
unseen servants, or like
Oh.
creatures that you can just like wildlife that you can just tell to go get you stuff.
Oh,
And it can be pretty much any food you want or drink. And then when I cast it, I have to designate who I want in. Obviously us, and then I guess if Telendrin or Aruin end up Allergus for some reason, one of these nights they can come in too.
Into a fucking
this
giant
dragon.
I don't
into
know
a
if the dragon
little
can fit.
into a little
Yeah, no, I don't
square
think the
portal.
dragon can fit. The entrance is 5 feet wide, 10 feet tall.
You
so
know,
no,
yeah,
okay.
you can fit.
I will. So yeah, I'll allow us and Aruin in as of right now.
Not the horses.
If you follow. Actually, yes, I will allow the horses. Could the horse? Yeah, the horses could squeeze in because horses are large. So yes, they could. We could squeeze them in.
Give them some water. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Not the salt water.
Yeah. Oh.
Dehydration.
The servants will fetch them water.
I love this. Yeah, they're just doing this.
Crab dance.
Crap.
This is starfish. Sorry.
Alright, what do you guys do?
Well, it's been a long day. I don't know if I really want to stay up too much longer.
I was thinking of writing a song about us.
A song.
Telling our heroic deeds so that the world can know what we did.
Okay.
It's very important to me.
And you're gonna do that right now?
It doesn't happen overnight.
I don't know how art
It's taking
works.
time.
You're actually gonna write a song.
Oh, wow.
Alright.
Alright. Nice.
It might take real life several months, but maybe 14 days. We'll see.
What are you gonna play it on though?
You'll find out.
Okay.
There's a flute and a war gong.
Just going to buy a gong in real life and bring it in.
Dragon Slayers! That's what Telendrin said. We're badass motherfuckers.
I'm gonna make them dead.
That's a
Make
song.
all the dragons, except for Telendrin, dead.
Well, should we turn in for the night, or I'm gonna eat some food, but if the crabs bring me back anything,
They can cry you whatever you would like. Except for crap.
Well,
Fresh crab.
If you like crab, maybe ask a different creature.
You're gonna see a lobster just like work a crab.
It was like the lowest performing crab, worst employee. It's so sad. No, I'll just ask for fruit or something.
They can make actual food?
It is brought to your cabana. Yeah, it gets magically made, and they can bring you whatever you want. Yeah.
I'm gonna name one of the crabs, Jimmy. I don't know why. I'm just gonna name one of the crabs.
I'm just gonna do some math. Because good berries last for 24 hours, so I'll leave one spell slot, but I'm gonna cast a bunch right now for tomorrow.
Okay. She'll go to bed after.
So Rokin has gone to bed, is doing this.
Okay. Is there anything you guys want to do?
I'm naming one of the lobsters Sebastian.
Bastion the lobster.
Yes.
I actually just forgot what I just named that crab.
Now we'll go to sleep.
Alright.
And we'll cast Speak with Animals to make sure it's okay with his name.
It doesn't really care because it's not really sentient because it was just created by the spell.
I'm gonna take that as a yes.
So it's just like get whatever you want. I guess. It doesn't really.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow, Sebastian.
It's like okay. I live to serve.
Protect me while I sleep, please.
Like the portal will do that.
I need your watch fly.
I love this. Okay.
Is that the crab?
Okay.
Is he a crab?
The lobster.
Sebastian is a crab.
He's a crab in the movie, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's a lobster now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got that. Alright, so you guys fall asleep, wake up well the next morning.
Could have named him Larry.
Lobster.
Carry on. It's too obvious.
Yeah, Sebastian the lobster isn't.
Good personality.
Okay.
Well, that was a nice sleep.
What do you guys want to do?
Definitely better than the ground.
Peace.
Although I've heard the ground is better for your back, so.
A wise wizard once told me a rock is the best for your back.
There's plenty out there in the desert.
I'll let you find out.
That wizard is dead now.
Damn it!
Is that canon?
He died. He died in the war.
He's like in all universes.
Hey, look, he's a celestial
Flandolf was a
being.
multiversal being.
Yeah, he made an
It was like the
appearance.
Doctor Strange of D&D.
We should do that.
Flandolf in the Flandolf verse of madness.
All right,
And he's dead in all of them.
except for the one where he chose not to have his major be furniture making.
Yeah, it's like-
He went with theater.
You have a theater and now he's still alive. He's the worst performer. Still a wizard, wish he was a bard. Alright, what do you guys do? Do you guys just
Continue
keep going?
on, yeah.
Just going? So as you go on the second day, again, the sun is beating down on you. Everyone make a quick perception check for me.
We have good berries to eat again, and the horses do too.
Perception check.
Yep.
Oh, I
I'm
remember.
guiding myself.
Ooh, that's not bad.
I will too. Hold on.
Maybe 26.
27.
27.
Wait, did I do that wrong? Wait, I did. I didn't add my guidance.
You got a 27 without guidance.
28.
30, do it.
28.
28.
9.
9.
You're still thinking about the crab.
16,
Yeah,
18.
the sleep is
He's
still
25.
groggy from my rest.
So starting at about 8 a.m., you guys see, so you guys get out on, there's not really a road, you guys are effectively traveling just over open terrain.
Yeah.
The horses are able to get through it, but it's definitely not as fast as it could be. But you're able to go on schedule effectively. And early in the morning, you see a kind of a cloud of smoke kind of rising off in the distance ahead of you.
To the north.
To the north.
Everyone.
No.
Eventually-
everyone.
So is it like off to the side, or will
You don't see it at all.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, you never
So
see
So I
would
failed it.
it, with our path, would it be off to the side, or are we gonna pass by it?
You guys are
Anyway.
pretty much heading straight toward it.
Anyone else noticing the loud thing of smoke? The large thing of
You
smoke.
don't hear anything.
It's quite loud.
See, but at this point, it's more of it
Just take
requires
a 2D mushroom.
the reason that it's only you two, especially initially, is because it's barely like a wisp you guys
Yeah.
can see. Like, it rises up.
Looks like a cloud.
Yeah, it almost looks like just a dark cloud
Yeah.
ahead of you, but you guys can tell it's smoke. After you guys point it out, everyone except for Rubok is effectively able to see it,
Mm-hmm.
but Rubok just can't. But it's still very far away. By your estimate, it's still maybe a few days away. At the pace you guys are going.
Days, okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty big cloud of smoke.
Oh, well, we should keep our eye on it, but it'll be a while before we get there.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
You'll have to drink some of my tea. It'll be better for your eyes.
You'll see it tomorrow if it's still there.
Alright, I'll have to try some of this tea later.
My tea is very good, and I can read your fortune after. Your future.
What's wrong with her tea?
There's nothing wrong with my tea. It has a lot of herbal medicines. You just don't like tea. You've never liked tea.
It's just a little bit.
Well, I
Just
guess
like dead people.
Oh my god.
I mean, it is mushroom tea. Yeah, that sounds about right.
that's a bit odd, but I guess once couldn't hurt.
I'm sure the crabs can bring us sugar.
Famous last words.
The halfling drank my tea and then died. So.
Drinks the tea, that one dies.
Do we want to try and get to the smoke faster? Or
I don't know what smoke you're talking about.
Is that not something we should be avoiding?
could be
Think?
someone we
I
meet?
think that's exactly where we're going.
Oh no.
Well, if it gets worse, maybe we rush, but as of right now, I think we maintain our pace.
Theoretically, if the whole land was on fire, could we just hide in the beach all day?
Yes, but
Oh.
it doesn't last forever.
Oh,
It'll last an entire day and an entire night.
and hopefully a fire
Would be
doesn't,
4 hours.
hopefully a fire doesn't last 24 hours. Yeah. I say we just continue on then.
Continue on.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else happens for the rest of the day. You guys keep going on. You have enough rations to last you pretty much indefinitely.
I made 170 good berries.
How long do they last?
24 hours. So when we go to bed, I'll have to do it again. These ones will go away. So I can't really have more than like 200.
You look over and you see Robin.
They're all in the haversack, bro.
He's just like straining like really hard, just like.
He's pointing, they're just good berries flowing out of his finger.
Yeah, just
When somebody says they're hungry, he pulls out a pile of like 50.
You get a good berry.
You're a 400,000 calories.
One good berry can sustain you for a
It's a
day.
gem.
How many do you have, Pip? 12.
I can't remember which one now.
They don't quite work like that.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
So scene
Yeah,
from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
We got it.
It's canon.
Yeah, so nothing happens effectively for the rest of the day. You guys keep moving on. And on the fourth day, you guys, as the smoke keeps getting bigger over the course of the second day, the third day, it's even more. And over the fourth day, you guys eventually kind of rise atop a hill. And you are eventually, as you crest the top, you look down and you see the remains of what seems to be an entire city. Completely just there. Completely empty. And the castle that seems to have been in the middle, full of tall Gothic spires that rise hundreds of feet into the air, is completely on fire.
And how far away is this from us now?
A few hours away to get to the edge of the city, and the city seems to stretch for miles. This is a bigger city than any of you have ever seen. It probably, from what you understand, probably rivals the biggest city on the continent, the city of New Foranor in the Dwarven Isles. If you want, I can pull up the map to kind of,
Where
Yeah,
are
it's
we
just
on
on
the
the map.
Where are we on the world map?
Do we technically, like, does this city exist on our knowledge of the map?
Where are we on the world map, really quick then?
you guys are about at the actual dot here.
Okay.
Maybe like you're like a little bit down here. Like you guys are effectively going from this corner to this corner,
And
passing through this dot.
Do we think this was the smoke we saw before, or no?
Yeah, the big ass castle
For
on
sure
fire.
is,
Yeah,
okay.
you guys can see the plume rising through the air. And to give a little bit of context, now this is just an estimate. I'm not going to say it's exactly the size or anything like that, but it stretches so far kind of into the horizon. This is how big New Foranor is, based on that. So that size there.
But
You know, so
bigger.
it takes up a large chunk of this area.
Wow.
We would have gotten pushed back like through this area during the war, though, right?
We would have been pushed back like
You guys
that
were
way.
fighting kind of like down
Under
here.
this. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys, and then like a little bit over here. But you guys, if we come look at the chronicle, this is the path you took. Pretty much. It went from
Okay, I
here
see.
up to the edge of the mountains here, and then kind of back.
So where
and
that
up
small
here.
sort of symbol is where we are right now.
That's exactly where you are.
Okay.
That symbol is actually what this used to be. The symbol means something completely unrelated now, but that's effectively what this is the symbol. And you guys are kind of like here.
Do we
kind of
see
on the
like?
edge.
So we're on top of this hill. Do we see like life in this city at all?
It looks completely empty as far as you can tell.
Wow. So there's like it's just like there's a wall, buildings, like whole city.
Mm-hmm. And then with a big
No
castle straight
on
in-
fire.
On fire.
No people. This is strange.
Did you guys know about the city before this?
No,
I don't know anything.
I've traveled a long time. I've never seen anything like this.
we were not far from here. Well, I guess it would be a few decades ago now.
That feels weird to me.
What seems to have happened here?
Well, I'm not sure, but I do feel we should investigate this.
Sure.
How do you feel about it?
I'm just thinking of calling in. Maybe he's somewhere around here and has something to do with all this.
Did he come here, or did he go to the Shroud?
Maybe he was coming back and got stuck here. Or maybe he never made it to the Shroud. Who really knows? But
He made it to the shroud initially. It's what Aruin said.
Yeah, it's just whether or not
So he
came
made
back.
it to the shroud. Aruin saw him,
Yeah.
and then
They just took
hasn't seen
off.
him since.
okay. Maybe he never made it back.
I wouldn't mind if he was here.
I didn't hear what you
I
said.
wouldn't mind if he was here. For other reasons.
Well, I mean, we could always use more help for
Yeah.
protection.
You did say you not to trust him for some reason, although he was pretty suspicious.
Just look at it.
I mean, you can't really judge someone like that. I mean, look at me. Look at you.
I look perfect.
You said it'll take us a few hours to get to like the first wall. Okay.
Make a survival check.
Can I do it?
Or-
I mean,
Let me do
you're
it.
the one who asked, so fine. Gee, do it.
I will help.
I'll guide myself.
I'll help you. I'm trying to
300.
I'm trying to think of probably cast something on the way there.
Okay, that's just
Okay.
24.
24. You guess that it's gonna. So it's about 9 a.m. now.
Wait, he's helping me. Do I get advantage?
Sure.
I don't know.
You
how
already
works.
got it.
No, it's fine.
So it's about 10 a.m. now, based on the position of the sun in the sky. It's going to take you probably 2 or 3 hours of walking to get to the edge of the city,
Mm.
and then probably a full day like if you were to travel in a straight line path, you'd go through the castle. So that's probably a no-go unless you want to go into the fire, which
Right.
your guys' call. I'm not saying you can't. And it would take, in a straight line path, it would take you about a day to get through the castle. Probably a bit through the whole city. Probably a bit more simply because
You have to go around the
buildings, you have to go
castle.
around stuff. If you went around the city, it would take you 2 days.
Well, you know, based off of how the sun's hitting my mushrooms, I think it's gonna take us. It's like 9 o'clock, 9:30. So it's gonna take us like a day to get through this place.
You have a bracelet with like a little sundial on it. Yeah.
She secretly just looks at that and not the mushrooms.
We used to do this trick in scouts when you'd have like a tenderfoot and they'd be like, "What time is it?" You do this and you go based on the position of the sky.
Yeah. My
I'd
dad
say
taught
it's
me how to do
about-
that once.
Yeah.
I have no idea how to do it now, but I remember to do that.
Watch.
Yeah.
We can drink 6 scrolls.
There's actually.
Did they never do that to you? They did that to me all the time.
I've done it before, but there's actually ways that you can like calculate stuff based on angles of the sun and horizon.
I know, but that's the joke. Is like,
Just look at your watch.
is I just have a watch on.
Yeah, she's doing one of those like but looking at the mushrooms.
So while we're deliberating here, I'd like to have my familiar flying around the city.
Okay.
Can
How
I
far
hear
away
you?
can it get from you?
I believe it's like 100.
Infinite, but you can
Okay.
only telepathically
Right.
command it 100 feet, I think.
It's a long way more than 100 feet.
Right.
So we could tell it to just go look and come back.
Yeah,
basically.
That's all I'm having.
Effectively
to
what you did last
do, just
session.
reconnaissance.
Okay.
I'll do the same thing.
Go look for what?
Life.
People?
Or, well, maybe not life, but just,
Life, signs of what's happening,
yeah,
like
general points of interest.
yeah, same.
Okay, so yeah, they go after
Perception
maybe
check.
like let's do a perception check for both and they'll come back in like a half an hour.
Can we keep walking during this time?
We can.
Okay.
Can I make a perception check and
We
see
go
if I
I,
through
can
I
the-
assumed
right?
we were still walking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Their owls are advantage and +3.
I just want to know if I hear
Fun with
like
freaking
anything
D20.
other than a sound of a fire happening.
You this far away you wouldn't
Mm.
hear anything. You just see this. You see now that like the plume of smoke is like pretty freaking big, because this is a large castle.
Mm.
Think, I mean, like the biggest thing I could think of is like a Dark Souls castle, where like the city itself is the castle.
Right.
That's how big this thing is, and then there's a city around it. And it's just spires, dozens of stories, almost this freaking big, and it's on fire, and then there's a city around it. What is interesting is that the city itself doesn't seem to be on fire. It's really just the castle. It doesn't seem to have spread, and you know that this fire has been going for at least 3 days. So that is kind of weird, but
It's weird no one's here. It's such a big city.
We're kind of far. Let's wait and see.
Oh wait, did we just time skip, or is this still the second day?
It's the second
we
day.
did. We went to the 4th day.
Oh, okay. I missed that.
Sorry.
You're good.
Too busy making good berries.
I think you are too busy making.
I was too
figures.
busy.
Whatever distance I have to get close to it, I would at some point like to try and discern if it's magical or non-magical fire.
You can make an Arcana check, but
Also, does it seem to be like burning away the town? Like, is it doing damage? Can we tell from here?
not from here. It'd be a pretty. I mean, you guys do have a lot of perception. Yeah, I guess roll perception to see if it. Yeah, if you can see the castle itself.
Do you want me to do an Arcana check too?
Um,
I can wait
yes,
till
it
we're
is going to be an Arcana check,
Okay.
but with disadvantage because you're so far away.
I'll
If
guide,
I do it now, would I be able to do it when I get closer?
I'll guide myself.
I'm always okay with people repeating checks like this if something changes between the check.
I'll guide myself, and then my familiars check for the scouting was a dirty 20.
Yeah,
Mine was 21.
21. Neither of them saw any signs of life, but they did say something to the effect of like no fire in buildings.
So the fire is basically just in the.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no life that they saw.
Well, it seems that the lights are on, but no one's home.
My perception check is 26 again.
26.
It's a figure of space.
Just if it's doing damage to the castle.
I've never
There's
heard that
fire.
before.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Never mind.
Must be a damage barrier.
What'd you get? Did you roll?
No, I didn't.
I got a 24 on the Arcana. Somehow with disadvantage.
Wow.
That's
With
15,
this
17.
That's pretty good.
That's good.
It looks like a normal fire.
Okay.
But it's kind of weird that it's not burning other stuff. You're like, it could be magical, but it could just be good construction.
Okay, so I'm unsure.
But yeah, like you're unsure, but it's definitely striking you as weird.
Well, if something bad is going on, it's probably the army behind it, so we should go investigate.
You so quickly turn on the army, even though you were just part of them 4 days ago.
I've been against the army for 38 years.
That is true. We've always hated them.
I have. Taken advantage of small people.
I don't know.
I'd like to point out that I'm pretty sure you're the tallest one in the group.
Once we get.
How tall are you?
I think it was 6'1".
Oh,
I
I'm
remember.
6'9".
All right, you're a dragon.
God damn.
Once we
Oh,
get
drink his milk.
within about an hour, have we gotten there yet?
Yeah. Do you guys do anything else between walking and there?
I just want to stop. I just want to say something when we get within an hour.
So yeah, you're a few miles away, and you can start to see that at the edge of this city is a wall. And the biggest thing that you guys have seen is obviously this isn't a migrant kingdom because walls, and it's not moving much, and it's probably much older than that. But this is. Did any of you come from the west?
Yes.
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 So you guys have been to like human cities?
Yes.
Most definitely.
This is the biggest, it's bigger than pretty much any city you guys have seen, and better constructed.
So would it be bigger than the Orcs capital?
Oh yeah. The Orcish capital is, you have to realize orcs do tents
Yeah.
because sand. And they do some sandstone architecture, but they only have sand to work with.
Yeah.
So they generally use tents.
Does it look like human construction? Does it look similar to other cities that we've seen?
Making just a knowledge.
Like intelligence?
History.
Yeah, I'm thinking history. Yeah.
Oh no.
There's a
Thank
D&D where you can do a knowledge architecture check. Thinking of Pathfinder where
Do
you
you
can
want
do
me to
random
guide you?
checks like that.
Oh, of course.
Doesn't need your I did need your help.
Okay.
17.
I will
This
guide
is
you.
history.
Yeah.
Well, have you been to any human cities?
Most.
Cool. It's not like any of them. It's not. So the thing is, humans generally are the ones who build cities. Elves have cities, dwarves have cities. Have you ever been to a dwarf city?
No.
So you have no frame of reference. So it could be a dwarf city. But it is different from any human city you've ever seen in specific architectural style, but not generally in terms of scale. The scale of doorways and buildings and stuff seems pretty human to you. Humans build cities, seems like a human city.
But it looks different in a sense.
Yes.
It's like its own.
But it has its own distinct architectural style, very Gothic. I don't know if you guys know the Gothic architectural
Yeah,
stuff,
I love
but
it.
lots of points, yes.
Lots of dark.
I love Gothic.
I do too.
This seems different than most cities, but
Definitely a lot of peaked roofs, some A-frames, things of that nature, among the kind of the.
I do feel bad for their roofers. It's a hard job.
Fine, using your knowledge roofing, why would they have peaked roofs?
Yeah, probably snow, but it's a pain in the ass.
When your knowledge
So-
of roofing comes into
Alright,
D&D.
I'm gonna leave Lucas through this. Okay. So, if they have peaked roofs in a wasteland where there is no snow,
They're probably not from here. Well,
what does that indicate about the wasteland?
used to be a snowy place, or the city teleported.
There you go.
SpongeBob, they pushed the city. What if we
You see
take
big
this
track
side
marks coming from the
move
east.
it over here?
It was just a big sandworm.
Yeah.
They hooked it up.
I think we should.
Oh my God, the sandworms from SpongeBob are doing reference. God damn it.
Yeah, they are.
I think we should keep exploring, Nicholas.
We like to make our approach quiet.
I would think so. I mean, what if he's there? Whatever his name is?
Kaladin.
Yeah, he's got a forgettable name. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Most people do for me, but
Sure. It's up to you guys. This is not my specialty.
I'm not
So
one to
you guys
sell.
are a few miles away by this point. You can see there is a kind of a gate. It seems to be open, more of an archway. It probably could be closed, but it's definitely been left open.
And the fire is farther away because you said the city is like large.
Large,
right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you're probably like I say, it would take you a day to cut through a straight line path.
We'd have to go
From
through
one
the.
end
And
of
let
the
me
city
think.
to the other
Okay,
end
so
of the city.
circumference is pi d. It would take you 3 days to go around the city.
Damn.
So we have to go through it.
Technically 3.14
Not
days.
necessarily. I'm not questioning your math. I have no right to question anyone's math. I failed calculus twice, but
I have a degree
You
in
got to
a
calculus.
mathematics related field. It would take you 3 days.
we are not the same.
No, that'd be the whole thing. It would take you a day and a half to go around it. 'cause
It means
it's
we
only-
would.
it's only
We
half.
can't go around it.
You do it? Okay.
So it would take you a day to go straight through it, maybe a bit more navigating buildings. It would take you about a day and a half to go straight around. And just kind of go whoop and then keep going.
Makes sense, yeah. Let's take a look. I'll cast Pass Without Trace for my staff.
Okay. How long does it last?
An hour.
An hour? Okay. I assume you did this when you guys got closer because I said you were an hour away.
That's why I mentioned an hour away, because it lasts an hour. So
So you want to do that the whole time?
Mhm.
Okay. You cast Pass Without Trace, and immediately you guys kind of fade from view slightly, almost as if you're translucent.
You do it.
I don't know why everyone's looking at me. I'm not the one. You do it.
I'm looking at the 6'9".
The 6'9".
She's
beefcake
short
over
enough to
here.
just kind of look over.
Alright, I guess I'll go first. And I'll head into the city.
The horses count?
yes. Oh, I think it's any creatures you see.
Is there a max to the amount of creatures? Or is it just any creatures in the radius?
It's within a 30-foot radius.
Okay,
So yeah,
yeah,
the
your
horses
horses
do
count.
count.
While they're figuring, or I guess they already figured that out. I don't know about everyone else, but personally, what's my name? Ruvok is going to kind of like slink along walls and things. Like, I'm not going to walk straight down streets. I'm going to stick close to
Okay, you guys
buildings.
haven't even entered yet, but okay.
I'm just, heads
Yeah, I
up
gotcha.
on whenever we
Are you
get
gonna
there.
stay on your horse?
I assume we dismounted, but no, I'm not
Mhm,
going to stay on my horse.
Okay, so you guys are what are you doing with the horses?
Walking them beside us, I guess.
Walking them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys do it Pass Without Trace, so it's not like, it's not like you have to leave the horses to be stealthy, so yeah, so it takes you about an hour to get there. And as you guys march, the wall was like deceptively small when you guys, or deceptively big. It gets much bigger than you expected as it gets closer. This thing is maybe 20 feet tall, probably 10 feet wide. So it's a wall that people could like walk over the top of and kind of like look down at people. As you get closer, you realize that this is kind of a peaked archway. And you see a rusted lever mechanism with a chain leading up to the side.
But you said it's already.
But it is left open. As you look a bit closer, you see that there seems to be like an axe handle stuck in it to keep it from like falling down. The axe handle looks just as old as everything else.
So, very old.
Yeah.
Well, clearly someone wanted this gate to stay open.
going.
You guys walk in. These roofs seem to kind of tower over you because they're so peaked. Even a single-story house has a much taller kind of presence than a normal house would. And and even though the sun is directly above you, shadows are long because any kind of angle between these things, if you're not directly in line with the sun, you're casting shadow. But yeah, so you guys begin walking through the city. Is there anywhere that you guys particularly want to go?
Would like to investigate anything that has writing on it.
Okay.
Okay.
You see a few street signs. They are written, so they're, the biggest thing that you notice is that there's a lot of very intricate stone, wood, and metal work. Generally in cities you don't see like metal signposts. That's something that can be made out of wood, much easier than metal. However, here they are metal, which seems kind of like a waste to you guys, seeing as how you've been kind of, you know, metal is a much more precious material than
Right.
wood. And you see these kind of like ornately metal worked posts that have wooden signs hanging from them with symbols on them. These symbols are very faded now. They seem to have been made with ink rather than like etched or anything. And so they're pretty faded, but it depends on what if you like really want to start analyzing them to see if you can find something.
Sure.
Okay, make a investigation check if you really want to try and see what these
I
signs are
also
saying.
want to try.
Go for it.
I'll guide myself. That's not going to do anything
Well, I say
for
it's
me.
gonna help
Yeah,
you
no.
because I'm a 0, so take advantage.
Would
Need to
prestidigitation help clean the sign?
Or take the
It's
ink
not
off.
dirty, it's just old.
Well, I know, like rust or things like that.
Oh, but it's wood.
I thought you said it was metal.
No, the sign post is metal. The sign itself is wood.
Okay.
19. You are able to kind of see maybe it has the picture of a crystal of some kind, and there's no writing that you can see on it. But just it seems to have like a diamond, kind of like a crystal shape with a bunch of lines on it.
What direction does it point?
It points so the sign itself, it just points. It doesn't point anywhere. It's just like a diamond crystal looking thing.
Is it hanging off a building or is it like
It's like a signpost. So kind of like metal straight up, metal bar across, sign hanging down, and it's on a street corner.
So it's not like in front of a specific building or anything?
diamonds?
What spirits do I see?
You see. Forgot you could see into the spirit world.
I forgot to until now.
Yeah, you can see. There are some people walking around, but they're wearing things that you would have never seen before, like fashions that you've never seen. Like you can see that they're generally human, but they're shorter than any human you've ever seen. Like not as short as say like a halfling or a dwarf, but like none of them are above like 5'6". So they're all pretty short. Maybe the shortest is like 4'6". So there's kind of like, so they're very, very short compared to humans that you're kind of used to seeing, which is, a normal sized human.
I know you said you were lost. Is this where you came from?
No, I've never seen this before. The air feels incredibly suffocating.
He's kind of warm.
Yep. So, yeah, what do you guys do?
I'm gonna go out a random building.
Gonna go in and just. All right, Chief.
Yes, I will follow.
Yeah, might as well go.
Oh boy.
Alright. You go into the building that's like near the sign.
Yeah. Before we go in, it's an action. Yeah. I'm gonna use my new 6th level sorcerer, Bastion of Law. I'll spend 5 sorcery points, and then I can reduce damage I take by up to 5d. I have a pool of d8s I can use to reduce damage, basically.
Okay.
And then I'll spend some spell slots to get those sorcery points back.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold door handle waiting for him.
I'm gonna.
So you're just like, well, like, you just see like magic just like,
Yes.
like all around him.
Every time, every door.
I'm gonna stay outside.
Be ready for the worst.
Is there some place that
I'll
I
stay with
can either hide myself in or behind to the point where like I'm pretty well obscured?
I mean, you can hide like to the side of the door. Like I don't know. Like, what do you mean?
Like, I don't know. This is the first thing that come to mind. Is there like a trash can or
Just hides in the trash can.
like a bush or something?
Well, no plants grow, so.
Well, I know, but something like that. Something that I can hide in or behind to the point where maybe like a cart of hay or something. You know, like a. Does that make sense? Kind of like an Assassin's Creed, you know? Like that type of stuff.
No, sorry. No, there's not. The streets are really completely clear.
Is there like a porch I can hide on?
I mean, yeah, I
I
guess.
can
Like,
give you a spot to hide.
like if you need to hide,
Are you going to remain?
you can like kind of like hide off to the side. Like, what are you trying to hide from? The door? Like opening the door?
No, from
Other people.
other people that may come
So
through
you
anything.
just want to hide outside by the door, right?
Doesn't have to be by the door. I could be in the freaking couple
Oh,
buildings
no,
over.
there's, yeah, I mean, you can hide like in an alleyway, but that's about it.
Well,
There's no carts.
They're boxes.
the roofs have like overhangs, right?
Yeah, you could hide underneath an overhang in an alleyway,
So,
but
then
that's about it.
Do you want me to give you a rope trick that you can hide for an hour in?
No.
Okay.
So you're saying there's like an overhang on a building,
In an
Uh,
alley.
on like a roof? type
Yeah,
thing?
you could hang. You could go on a roof if you want. You could climb up it,
Okay.
or you can hide beneath the overhang. It's your call.
I'll go on like underneath an overhang, and I'd like to do the thing where you go through your familiar's eyes. I'd like to look through them, and I just kind of want to fly around our general area and just look.
Doesn't see anything.
Well, I just.
I mean,
wanna
like,
stay-
yeah, like you see. You don't see any movement besides you guys. It seems just to be a ancient city of some kind that has no people. The biggest thing you might notice is that there's no wreckage. It's kind of like neat and tidy. There's
Okay.
no like there's no bodies,
Right.
no overturned carts, no wreckage or destruction. It's just an empty, as if no one ever lived here.
Okay. I was just gonna stay there and guard while they were inside.
Yeah.
So I'll do that.
Go ahead.
I'll go in the door with him.
Okay, so what's the marching order here?
I'll be
You.
behind Theo.
Behind, then.
Behind.
I will be beside you
All right.
with my crossbow out.
And so as you open the door, you see the room inside is just completely dark, but you hear kind of like a rustling from inside.
Did you hear that?
How large does it
Never seen
sound?
anything with dark vision? Or
Make a perception check.
I will also do that.
can I also? Or
Okay.
will
19.
may I perceive as well?
Yes, everyone who wishes to may perceive.
I should always use guidance. I know I don't.
Well, I don't know about that right now, but
Yeah.
yeah, because you could also draw 10. 16.
19. And then you got 15?
13.
13.
Okay, what was it?
19.
19, 13, 16. You can hear that it seems vaguely medium sized.
Well, definitely not a rat.
medium to large.
We don't see anything with our dark vision at the moment.
It seems to be just an empty room.
Okay.
You see the remains of what looks like a tavern, where you see kind of a bar off to one side, a bunch of tables and chairs. The chairs are like nicely stacked on top, as if you were gonna mop the floor, and there are stairs leading up. There are also a few doors kind of off to the sides where, like maybe like a larder or a privy or something like that, and stairs going up.
And what direction was the noise from?
You guys got decently high. I'm gonna say it was behind one of the doors.
Maybe we should tell the others.
Probably.
I'll cast message. Rubok and say that there's something in here.
I'll go towards the door that we heard it.
I'll look around.
Are you guys are trying to be quiet?
Yes.
Okay, everyone who's walking and make a stealth
You
check.
still pass without trace.
I
I'm
have
gonna say
disadvantage.
Leslie stays by the front door.
Does message
Good
work
thing
through
for
me
pass
even
without
though
trace.
I'm
I still do
I'm
disadvantage, right?
telepathically working with my familiar?
What armor do you have?
You have
Snail.
So you shouldn't have disadvantage.
I do.
I'll check.
On stealth?
If it says you do, then
Yeah,
probably
I do.
I
It
can
says the
double
big D. Disadvantage.
You'll probably still be
You
okay.
hear it, so if you're deafened, you probably don't hear it.
Okay.
That's a
well, then
real
I-
question, though.
Scale mail is disadvantage.
Yeah, it says it has a big D right
So
there.
you put a breastplate, 'cause then
It has a big
it's the
D.
same AC, but no
The
disadvantage.
thing with message is that
Oh yeah, I told you. Change
You can
it.
reply.
Yeah.
well, I know. It's just the target
Well,
and only the
come
target. So the
across it.
target would be me. I'm currently telepathically communicating
Still
with my
13.
familiar flying around.
Yeah.
So the problem with that is I can't perceive anything through Ruvok senses because I'm currently in the familiar.
Yeah, I would say telepathically it's
Pass
fine.
without trace, yeah.
Okay, you're gonna call that.
I would
okay.
say telepathically
Reverse is
you
still
can still
16.
hear, but you wouldn't be able to hear or see out of your eyes. But telepathically your minds are linked, so it's fine.
Okay, so even though
You're
Okay.
communicating
You just can't hear through your own
telepathically.
ears.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're effectively replacing your eyes with its and your ears with its, but not your brain.
Okay. I see how you're rolling that. Okay.
I got a dirty 20 for the stealth.
Okay.
What did you say to me?
Natural 4 and 20.
There's something in here.
13.
Plus,
I'll-
plus 10,
I'll reply
Oh.
back.
so 23.
Yes. I always forget.
I'll be right down.
You got a 16, right?
Okay. What'd you
23.
get? 23?
16.
16? 20? So you hear it. So you guys were like hearing kind of like rustling, and then as you move closer, Theo, you step on like a floorboard and it creaks just slightly. And it stops.
If I hear noise, I'm not immediately open.
No, it like the noise immediately stops.
Well, hearing his noise. So, hearing his noise, I'm gonna open the door.
You're gonna open the door? Like how are you opening?
I'm ready to shoot my crossbow.
Um,
I brought it out when you came in.
Well, I heard the floorboard creak behind me.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do it quick.
You're just gonna go
Yeah.
wham!
Not like bang it against the wall, but like, yeah.
You go through, you go, open the door, and behind the door is a really startled old man. Who looks at you,
Fucking man.
gray hair, full beard, who looks at you and goes, "Don't shoot! Don't shoot!" And you see he has kind of like a cane he's holding up. And he's freaking out. He's like,
I have a cane too. which
Don't
is
shoot!
funny, But
"What the?
I'll put down the crossbow.
Are you a turtle?
yes, a
You're-
humanoid version of what
You're
you
a
call
humanoid
turtle.
version of a turtle. I've never seen anything like that before."
Who might you be, and why are you in a city of an empty
Well, I
city?
thought it was interesting, obviously. I assume you guys saw the giant castle outside. It was a very interesting castle, by the way. And even then, when do you come across a completely empty city before, let alone in a wasteland like this? The better question is, what are you all doing here?
Well, we saw the burning castle as well, and we decided to approach.
Interesting. Well, with that out of the way, I'll be on my way. And he's just gonna
I'm
try
gonna try
and walk
holding
straight
him
past
back.
you
No, I'm
guys.
just
No.
trying to stop him.
Put my arm across
Yeah.
the doorway.
what your name is and what you're doing here.
The name's Taka. I was here investigating, same as you. When else would you come across an empty city like this? In the Wasteland, no
Inside
less.
check this guy.
Yes, I agree. I will too.
I have no reason to lie.
I don't know.
I also don't know. She's that one.
We got a 2 + 1, 3. I don't
We
know.
believe him.
You guys totally believe him. Yeah.
We're kind of far out in the wasteland. I think it's a little dangerous for you to be traveling alone out here.
I can handle myself, thank you.
How old does this guy look?
Like 80.
And he's human?
Yeah. As far as you can tell. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you know, rounded ears, so.
May I try to perceive an illusion? Because he seems like I believe what he's saying, but I don't know. He seems a little old for what he's doing.
Yeah, sure.
So I guess investigation. I'm not gonna guide because that would draw attention. Okay, only a 14, which probably doesn't beat anybody's spell DC, but.
Yeah, no, you can't tell. He seems like a human to you.
Okay.
I'll say, why don't you answer the next several questions we have truthfully and cast suggestion? It's a wisdom save.
It's a wisdom save?
Yes.
That's good.
Alright. What's your spell save, DC?
17.
Can you tell if the spell works?
I would assume so. It just says the activity expires. You perform an activity and the spell that expires.
Okay,
How
so
long does it last?
An hour. Sorry.
yeah, you
hours.
feel it not take hold. He goes, I will answer any question exactly the way I want, sir, and he's gonna like point his finger in your chest.
This is a little awkward. I'm sorry. I don't trust new people.
I don't know why people always try to cast suggestion on me. Most of the time, people try to get me to shut up. I was gonna talk anyway, and I've been talking completely truthfully this whole time. I was here, I was investigating. When else do you come across an ancient city like this? I figured there was probably some pretty good knowledge to find, or at least some interesting stuff.
I was just curious how you ended up here in the first place.
Well, how did you end up here in the first place? This is a wasteland, for God's sake.
Did you just wander out into the wasteland walking?
Well, how did you get here?
We don't need to answer that.
Well, then I don't need to answer it.
We've been sent. Someone asked us to come here.
Who?
I don't know
Seems
about
like a
that.
pretty weird place to be asked to be sent.
Well, somewhere beyond here, but we passed by.
Did you set fire to the castle?
Why would I set fire to a castle?
I don't know.
I have nothing to set fires with.
Can I perceive that? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
Got a
I mean, you
giant
can do
match tucked behind his back.
You can either insight or perception check
We're
it.
doing it inside, guys.
I guess I'll roll.
18.
As far as you can tell, he's telling the truth.
Actually, yeah, I'll do a perception check to see what he has on him.
Sure.
Like component, like
Yeah.
I know what people use to cast spells or like
Yeah, I got you.
weaponry and stuff like that. Dirty 20.
So to see what he has on him,
Anything.
he seems to be. So he's wearing some sort of like brown tunic with a kind of a golden brownish like cloak over it, tied at the waist. And he's carrying a cane, more of a staff than a cane, but like not very. It's a shorter. It's not a very long staff. So it's like.
Do I figure it could be used to cast spells, or I don't know?
You're not getting any arcana from it. It seems like it's just a staff.
And is that tunic like armor, or is it?
Doesn't seem to be.
Okay.
Have you found anything interesting here?
Well, the whole place is completely empty. No scavengers, no carrion birds, no nothing. I figured that the problem that what I would find would be some sort of scavengers, bandits, and the like. However, I found completely nothing. I figured that there would be some sort of wreckage to indicate some sort of leaving. However, I have found nothing. This indicates to me that they either picked up their stuff and left, or driven out very, very suddenly. But if they were driven out very, very suddenly, how would they have done all this without leaving any sort of wreckage in the roads, let alone any bodies, corpses, skeletons, nothing? Even thousands of years ago, there should have been something at this point in the road. Some sort of remains of some kind. Even in the dry sun as this, bones should have been bleached dry by this point, at least for a little bit.
I'm gonna cut you off here. Were you hiding in this house from us, or why were you in this particular house then?
Seemed like an interesting house, don't you think? There was a crystal sign out front.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. I thought there might be crystals here.
Did you find any crystals?
No, I didn't find any crystals.
Did you check upstairs?
I hadn't gotten up there yet.
Why don't you come with us? Since you're all alone.
I don't know. You seem like an interesting bunch, I suppose. So who did send you anyway? And he's just gonna start walking up. He's completely unconcerned with you guys.
Walking up the stairs?
Yeah.
I guess I'll follow.
I'll follow.
At this point, I assume that I'm with the party again.
I mean, you can be. You can still be looking. I don't know.
Well, he called me back, so
I was at the door just waiting because like I just wanted to be like somewhere between.
Yeah, in
This guy's
between.
not talking quietly.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
any stealth you had is gone.
I'm assuming that whenever he started talking, I kind of like peeked in and started like, but
A lobster named Sebastian sent me here. It's been an important mission.
Full deception.
A lobster.
Please tell me you did it.
31.
Sorry to everyone's ears right there.
Man.
The only reason I played this character.
Why?
You did beat it. Not by as much as you probably think you did.
That's hilarious.
But you did beat it. He did get over 20.
That's insane.
He's gonna say, didn't think lobsters could talk, but suppose if you want to keep that private, that's fine. He's just gonna keep, like, he doesn't believe you, but he's not gonna, like,
Press.
yeah.
We're in a weird world these days, you know.
Well, you did just meet a turtle that talked.
Yeah, but you're a giant turtle.
I didn't specify the size of Sebastian.
You'll look back and be like, what would a lobster have to say?
What we're doing?
Seems unlikely, and he's just gonna keep walking.
I want to know what we find upstairs.
He's gonna just push open the door, and you're gonna see beds. The mattresses are completely rotted away by kind of like moths, and they're metal bed frames, which is interesting to you guys. Completely rusted over, but generally well made. You go through, and it seems like they're tavern rooms.
Well, seeing like the state of decomposition with these mattresses, could I try to like see how old they are, maybe?
Sure. Like
it's hard to tell with like metal and,
Like
and
nature.
stuff like
Yeah.
What would that be?
Perception, I guess. Investigation, maybe.
Okay, I will. I mean, he's aware of us at this point, so I'll guide myself. Perception. What is that? 22.
22.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to be well preserved for the fact, like you would guess based on everything, this is maybe hundreds of years old.
Wow.
But these are remarkably well preserved.
Even for that long.
Yeah. What do you guys do?
In your travels, have you seen this city before? It seems to have appeared out of nowhere.
The city?
Yeah.
That we're in?
Yeah.
I just said I've never seen it before. It's completely empty.
But
Something
The whole point of the
similar.
fact that this was interesting to me is that it was completely
have
empty.
you traveled through this area before, though?
Never.
I guess there were monsters here for quite a while.
Really? Seems unfortunate.
What do you mean?
Are you unaware of the war that ended just 2 months ago?
Well, yes, I know of the war. I didn't necessarily realize that monsters were here. This has no strategic standpoint for any sort of war that was going on. If those types of commanders had any sort of strategic anything, they would have realized that this place would have been completely irrelevant to the war at hand. All of the major cities in the continent are to the west or the east. There's absolutely nothing here. While there is a fairly interesting city far more north of here, there is, again, no reason to go there as it was
Do you
completely
like
blocked
tea?
off. What?
Do you like tea?
I was actually curious what he had to say about
Well,
the city north.
I'm not.
I don't believe I've ever had tea before.
Never had tea before.
More an alcohol person.
Not very good for you.
Well, is tea any better?
Probably.
Well, it depends on what you put in the tea now, isn't it?
Do you want some?
No, I'm good, thank you. You see, anyway, so about the
I tried.
so about the city up north, you see, there was a lot of explosions earlier, and those who I've talked to have given me some pretty interesting information about it. That there was some sort of god, there was some sort of explosion. However, I've generally been not much up to date with these things because, really, who has the time? There's so much more that I could be exploring, like this ancient city that has no one in it.
Did you get the chance? Did you get the name of who you spoke to about this?
No, didn't exchange it.
Pardon me.
He seemed rather in a hurry.
I have also realized we have never asked for your name.
Oh yeah, you did. I'm Taka.
We did.
Taka. Oh, my bad.
Oh,
Okay.
you weren't.
You see, you
Why
gotta
is
listen. You
name
see, I
that?
say a lot of things very, very quickly, so you gotta keep your brain on it. Anyway,
Just in case, my name is Hava.
is what?
Hava.
Hava.
Have a nice day.
Fair enough then. Well, without any further ado, I will see you all another time. Have fun exploring the city.
Nope.
I would prefer to do it on my
I just
own.
have these written down.
Can we just block him again? Do we want to block him again? Someone? Anyone?
I'm Roken would let him go.
Okay.
I'm letting them go.
Do you want to block him?
Hmm.
You can say, thanks
He
for not
talks.
blocking me this time. I'll see you guys around, and be aware of the fire. It seems to be contained to the castle for now, but you never know when it would spread.
Are we gonna see you again in the city, or are you leaving?
I haven't really decided yet.
How much have you explored?
This area. I mean, I came in from the. He's gonna like think about it for a second. Like he's gonna do like a this motion and do like a northeast. So that's the area that I came in from. So, I mean, I only got to. I've explored this street, maybe a few blocks, but I haven't gone in every single building. This one just had a nice sign, and really, I had no incentive to go in any other one. And nice sign is a nice sign, you know. Every sign should be respected. So I figured, might as well go to this one.
Okay, well, have a nice day.
Yep, fair enough. Have a nice day, you guys. Hopefully, I won't catch you on the flip side, and well, we'll see what happens. If I catch you again in the city, please don't kill me, or really attack me, because that would be unfortunate for really everyone involved. So, it seems like a horrible time. He's just gonna walk away.
I'm going.
Is that it? Like,
I'm going to have my familiar quietly follow me.
okay.
Okay.
For how long?
Just until further notice.
Okay. Well, as he walks away out of the building, with your familiar following,
And I'm gonna say, make sure nothing happens to me, and he's just gonna go sit down in the corner, and I'll see through my familiar's eyes.
okay, well, he leaves the building.
Just gonna keep following. Yeah.
Okay.
You can update me later, but yeah. He's just gonna keep following.
Okay, so,
Just
so
try to
is Broken just
act-
sitting down?
Yeah.
Roken just sat down and is looking through the familiar's eyes as the familiar follows him.
Okay, roll stealth for your familiar.
Okay.
What's your familiar again?
An owl.
An owl.
So as soon as he goes out the door, it's gonna act like a normal bird and it's gonna fly up in the air.
Okay.
It actually is proficient in stealth. 16.
Oh my god. That was a lot. That personality physically
16?
hurts my
He
soul.
do be talking.
Yeah, it like it goes up in the air and it just like and Taka just immediately just like yunk.
Okay.
And he's gonna call up. If you're gonna follow me, at least do it nicely.
The bird will fly away for the moment.
And at that point, I believe we're gonna end the session,
Oh,
and we'll come back
okay.
another time because it's late and I want to go to bed. So here we are. Catch us next week with John's Adrana campaign. I might be there. We'll see. My character died last session, so we'll see what happens.
Spoilers.
Is the video not up yet? It'll be up by the time this video's up.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah.
It's already up? Yeah, you see? Not a spoiler, just go watch it. Duh. And yeah, Asta.
Let's go.